Listen, I've lost my wife. Okay. Melina and I have been struggling to sort out like everything going on for the past 2 or 3 years. It's difficult to figure out like where does she have to pay taxes to, like how do we account, blah, blah, blah. It's been a I have paid all the taxes owed as though Melina is taxed as a US citizen, and I've manually paid. I just wired another 100,000 USD to the Swedish goddamn IRS like 2 or 3 months ago.
There is trouble in paradise for Destiny in his marriage. Destiny, I've talked about previously on this platform, specific to when he was on his Red Pill arc. He used to go on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and I thought he was a fantastic sparring partner for Myron, because Myron would have these really red pill or red pill adjacent thoughts, and Destiny, being on the complete opposite of red pill, actually he used to go on there with blue hair on, was, I thought, a fantastic sparring partner to push a lot of these ideas forward to inevitably benefit the men that was listening to this content. But for those who don't know, Destiny was in a marriage with a lovely young lady who wanted a green card. I mean, a lovely young lady who was obviously just looking for love, but she was recently outed by Destiny in a private Discord conversation regarding how she is now cheating on him with a super feminine soy boy of a man with an obvious mental illness. Now I know some of you are saying, MTR, how was this cheating when they were in an open marriage? Yes. Open on his part and open on hers. Cheating in an open marriage means that the woman has prioritized the other man for the one that she's married to, and that's what's happening in this situation.
And it looked like it came back to bite Destiny in the butt. Because today, some Discord messages will leak from Destiny to where he essentially breaks down how him and Melina is breaking up, and he broke down exactly why. Let's get into it. Destiny would tell his head mod that him and Melina recently had a 5-hour therapy session to rediscuss the boundaries in a relationship. And
pause to read these Discord messages. They're absolutely insane.
And that stemmed from Melina now having a new boy toy in her life since it's an open relationship, and Destiny isn't okay with the boundaries that they're currently breaking. Apparently, this dude is really demanding of Melina's time. They have gotten a little bit too close. He consistently disrespects Destiny, and she does nothing about it. He even told Melina to leave Destiny and divorce him right now, or else he was going to unalive himself. Now, so this dude is extremely toxic, and Destiny, who was married to Melina, has been telling Melina to leave this guy and stop talking to him. But Melina has refused to stop talking to the guy. So apparently Destiny has had enough, and he's now divorcing her. And he told her to get her stuff out of his house before he gets back on the knife.
For the life of me, I will never understand people that allow open marriages. For you see, at the moment that you get married to a young woman, you lose your leverage. But when it's open, you lose not only your leverage, but now you can get out leverage from another guy not even in your marriage. And for a multi-millionaire like Destiny, this should be frightening. Peep this message from Destiny in his Discord. I have a small convo when I'm back about things. I'm not gonna nuke Melina or anything, but the last 2 months and 2 weeks have been a massive mind F for me. Watching her become obsessed with a toxic/abusive guy. When I visited Sweden last, he gave Melina an ultimatum to divorce me and then threatened to self-delete himself when she didn't do it. What? Among 20 other abusive, manipulative things he's done. Ultimately, I respect Destiny as a content creator. When you set your life up for a promiscuous woman to disrespect you to this degree, when you got her a green card, you gave her this career, because now she's a live streamer making money online off the strength of his accolades, off the strength of his status, off the strength of his discipline and the work that he put into the gym to become a live streamer. And now that she has all of that, she's open. She's open for the opportunity for another man to mind F her the same way that you did, but more on that in a few. And this right here is the guy that she left Destiny for. Why is he dressed like Wilma from the goddamn Flintstones? Is this a damn dress that he's wearing? Why the hell is his legs crossed? Why the hell is Destiny's wife cradling him like a goddamn baby? Why the hell does this man have the muscle tone of a prepubescent girl? This is just so outrageous to me. This looks like two feminine ladies having a great conversation together. Melina, AKA Destiny's wife, I think must have some type of fetish for feminine soy-filled men. It's almost as if physically weak is her type. And you know, that's no disrespect to Destiny, but Destiny doesn't necessarily look like he's picked up a weight in a very long time. He also routinely wears blue hair, and he also has talked about liking penis. And to top it all off, his wife moved this guy into her apartment that Destiny pays for. He definitely got a meal ticket laughing my ass off, but there's no way that relationship will last. Normally, I don't care about money, but after realizing she had let that jobless loser move into her apartment for free without telling me, I really felt annoyed paying anything for her because I was basically subsidizing this toxic loser. But remember before I alluded to that Destiny had an inclination with the type of mindset that this woman has? Well, Destiny originally met his now wife, Melina, through one of his fans that was originally dating Melina.
Try some vines.
Okay. Can we?
And then we got super drunk.
We need to. No.
No, we're not
Let
drunk.
me explain what happened.
He's like,
This one is drunk, and that guy is.
No, it's not true. You're drunk.
So
a bit drunk.
I right now
heard
I'm babysitting.
Yo. Never in my history of ever have I grabbed a grown man's finger.
These two guys, because
Oh, hey, yo! Watch your mouth! Goddamn! So the guy's arm is the boyfriend of Melina, who is, again, Destiny's future wife. They are all freaks, to be honest with you.
they're very drunk. So I'm trying to make sure that they become sober, right? You want to be sober? Okay.
Now, Melina and this fan was in a polyamorous relationship. Now, apparently, Destiny asked for what they were comfortable with beforehand, such as groping, etc., and he said he was fine with it.
So this is what we're doing. We're having a rehabilitation, just sensation for Steven, so he knows what it's like to be a real human. Because a big part of what society does today is that it disconnects you from the human experience. It makes you believe that you're not human.
It's so crazy. This man here is really trying to help Destiny out while Destiny is trying to help himself out to a serving of Melina on the side. But looking at this young man, you're beginning to see a trend here. She has a fetish for this type.
I don't even think you guys hit them well. What? Don't look at me like that. Are you judging me? In Queensland, they could throw them out. I don't even think you guys hit them well. What?
We are actively watching a promiscuous serpent woman see her next target and latch her. Only been in an open relationship, never been in a monogamous relationship, and she admits that, talons into her next victim, as it be Destiny. And this is what happens when you allow the beauty of a woman to out-logic rational thinking. If you steal a chick from a dude, what makes you think that another dude, a better dude, or a more feminine dude who out-feminines your feminine won't steal her from you, marriage or not? I know a lot of you probably asking, well, why is this such a big deal? Well, you may not be as familiar with Destiny and his thoughts on the red pill, which would have helped him if he leveraged that in this particular situation. Let's take a quick recap.
Last time I was on there. Now this was the time before
Hold on,
that.
that's
no,
why,
wait, hold
that's
on.
why,
You just said a whole bunch of
that's
shit.
why I
So
just
I'm gonna
said, hold on,
respond.
I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. That's
Okay.
why I said it won't work, because I think you're being a good dating coach and a life coach if you tell a man, hey, get out there and become a top 5%er, but you're being a shitty social scientist, because every man is not going to become a top 5%er.
Sure. So when
every man is not going to become a top 5%er, you do got to look at the overall market and what's going to happen to the regular Joes at the bottom and in the middle. in the middle. Okay, go ahead.
When I've been on these shows, they've admitted that their advice only applies to the top 1% of men, right? So if all of your shows are geared around giving advice to the top 1% of men, right? And as you said, like, they want you to go out there, be uber successful, gain uber amounts of money. Not most people can do that. Like 99% of the people listening to your shit are not gonna do that. So that advice is garbage. It's not good advice. And when you're gearing everything around like, oh, well, this is how you can pick up women by being a 6-figure guy that's, you know, super tall, gets jacked in the gym, whatever. It's like, okay, well, 99% of your audience is being, not only are they being left in the dark, they're being turned down like a really dark black pill incel path, because now all they're being told is like, if you can't hit these standards, women won't fuck with you. Women are hypergamous. Women naturally select for the top man. None of this is even true, by the way, but they'll say this over and over and over again while telling their audience the only way you're ever going to get these women is to be as successful as we are. When you talk about how like they want to elevate men and they don't want men to be like, well, no, you said a bunch of shit, so now I'm going to say a bunch of shit. That's how it's going to go. Okay,
goddamn. How many points? How many
3 points? Only 3 points, because when I started writing, because you want to talk a lot, right? When you talk about like growing men to be something better, that's what I would talk about. This is 2023. We need to grow men to be better, to adapt to the modern age. But all I hear red pillars speak about is traditionalism. These guys are obsessed with Islam now. Okay, they want to go back to the Stone Ages. Like, women need to go back to this, men need to go back to this. In order to succeed as a man, you've got to be traditional and do blah 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 blah. Wait, shit. Did he dip? Wait, did he actually just leave? Oh,
my bad, bro.
I'm sorry.
I was trying to pull up a notebook so I can type and write.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, you're good. Okay. It feels like they're saying traditional. Like, I don't think traditional is the way to go as a man now. You got to adapt. You're in a modern age, right? You have to adapt to the current day. The way that you would get a woman today is not the way that you would get a woman 40 years ago, 100 years ago, 1,000 years ago.
I understand components of what he's saying, but it's odd to hear him say adapt, because if you look at his lifestyle and the dating or the marriage choices that he has made, he is adapting. But his degree of adaptation, I would say, is not healthy for most young men either.
I know a fair amount of conservative women. I have never in my life gotten this collection of conservative women who are like, I really like dating red pill guys. Like, they really have it figured out. I love their approach to relationships. I like the way I get treated. I have never heard them in my life. I have gotten a lot of emails from women that are like, oh my God, I'm worried this guy said something in a date and I think he listens to Andrew Tate. You'll never hear it in any of these conservative women communities. I don't know if you're in it. I don't believe you heard it. Even if you tell me you have, where these women are like, oh yeah, these red pill guys, like, they're so good to date. I love dating them so much. All of them seem like men that are who hurt you types. All of them seem like they're carrying baggage. A lot of them seem like they have issues because of the communities that they come from. And then when you
I personally never heard a woman say that they want a bisexual man either, but let's carry on.
You listen to them talk about women, it feels like it's so much contempt. These single moms, these sluts and OnlyFans girls taking advantage of everything. I don't see like these respectful communities of men who are like, yeah, like, I'm a guy, I work really hard, take care of my body, I take care of my stuff, and, you know, I'm trying to get in a relationship. It's always so much more contemptuous than that. I know
Okay. You see, one of the main differences between men that understand components of being RP, or if you consider yourself RP adjacent, is that you just understand female nature. You don't deny it. You don't look to change it. You understand it, and you act and move accordingly. We no longer live in a fantasy world where women are infallible. Our eyes are no longer covered in rose-colored glasses. We understand that as men, we need to be appreciated, and that women have to amount up to our standards if they want to be involved in our kingdom, which the majority of modern women absolutely hate, because it destroys this illusion that they can manifest anything that they want in the world, or that they're magical queen, princess, goddesses, and the prize all of the time. It is my argument that the vetting that should have been done in your life destiny should have been done with some RP knowledge to avoid the risk of this happening in the first place. You see, RP tells a man to watch out for a woman's promiscuous past as well as present. RP teaches you to understand the hoops that women will jump through to be considered within your life if you attain money, wealth, status, and power, and as well as how easy they'll be gone if they find a better option. It also teaches men to the extent of the evilness of some of these women who justify their evilness with their own version of my cherub in an attempt to escape any and all accountability of a situation. But because you avoided all of those lessons and spoke so ill of it, you have a 9 o'clock appointment at the cleaners.
Yeah, listen to Destiny. Who cares if his own wife gets by random men? It's not a big deal. It is insane to me. First of all, I am in an open relationship, and I've been in a relationship for 4 or 5 years. It is crazy to me, the insecurity and the projection that you have to drool so much over my relationship choices when you're probably a virgin, right? You understand that the majority of people in red pill spaces join those spaces because they can't get girls, right? If you're a normal, well-adjusted guy and you've got a job, you don't go to red pill spaces. These are not spaces that are made for healthy, well-adjusted men. They're for losers looking for answers. So the fact that anybody from that space would try to attack me or my life or my relationships, like, bro, come on. Like, do you think maybe year 3 of this attack is finally going to get to him? Like, come on, dude. Really? Just look at who you are. You're walking out of Incel Anonymous being like, now listen here, let me tell you about why I think you're miserable. Like, bro. Come on.
Well, this clip didn't age very well. Although you shitted on his criticism, he was right. Destined to fail because of who you selected, how you selected them, and the time of the life that you chose to select them with rose-colored glasses. Listening to the content in the sector and really absorbing it would have prevented all of this.
One interesting aspect of your relationship is you're in an open relationship. What's that like? From a game theoretic simulation perspective, what went into that calculation? And how does that...
how that started, or...
Yeah, how did that start? Sure.
The only relationships I've ever done has been open relationships since I was in high school. Because I...
Since high school?
Didn't really understand, why wouldn't you be able to, do other things with other people, but then just, have your main partner, basically?
So what...
Thought logic.
What is an open relationship, generally speaking? That means you have one main partner?
Non-monogamous relationship. You're somehow allowed, in different ways. You can see other people sexually.
Sexually, but there's one main
or it doesn't have
station.
to be there for some people, but I
Okay.
think it's probably easier, and we probably don't really have time or the energy for more than one person to really
What about emotional?
It's really complicated. There's a lot of complicated stuff going on under the hood there.
Yeah.
I think broadly speaking, you've got polyamorous relationships and you've got open relationships where polyamorous is oh, I've got 3 different girlfriends and we all hang out or sometimes even live together, or 3 boyfriends, whatever. And then you've got open relationships, which is oh, you can basically hook up with other people. And then you've got your main relationship and that's it. I think ours is probably somewhere in the middle, of that, to where we've got long-term friends. Some of them we hook up with, and that's kind of how we, it's a delicate dance that explodes every 6 months on itself.
So it does explode, you guys fight over it?
We fight over some things, yeah. It takes 6 months on itself.
So it does explode, you guys fight over it?
We fight over some things, yeah. Things happen, yeah.
I think it's mostly because a lot of people can't handle it, and
wow.
they agree to something, and then they realize that we're way too cool, and then they get really obsessed, and they think that they can get in there, and then it gets really dramatic.
Have you...
Open relationships don't work, especially open marriages. Destiny, you know it, and you're saying it right there. Every 6 months, it blows up. But then she cuts you off before you can explain further. It's my opinion that it was her choice of this open relationship. I mean, shit, that's all she's ever known. And she can do that because she is an attractive woman. But you fell for the bait. I never enjoy doing videos like this or being like the I told you so police. Fact is, again, I have a lot of respect for Destiny as a creator. I think he's literally a genius at what he does, and maybe inevitably he doesn't care about any of this because in his content creation brain, all of this just is content, and his failed marriage or relationship is being pushed to other portions of the internet that normally never even hear about him and his content. So maybe in his mind, this is all adding dollars to his bank account at the end of the day, because there might be 1 to 10% of people that will look at his content outside of what the things that he normally talks about because of his failed marriage and then get attracted to his platform. That's how media is working nowadays on the internet. Questions, comments, concerns? Y'all already know what to do. Go to tourismreviews@gmail.com. Guys, what do you think about this story and this situation? Leave me your comments down below and let's have a full conversation about it. Until next time, YouTube.